So let's start with geographic coordinates and then talk about how those can be converted to coordinates on a flat plane, such as a piece of paper, which we're going to refer to as Cartesian coordinates. If we remember geographic coordinates, we have two different types. One are lines of latitude, which run from east to west, and the other are lines of longitude, which run from north to south. So all the lines of longitude shown in the center of the slide cross at the North Pole and the South Pole, and they somewhat resemble sections of an orange. All of the lines of latitude run east-west. They never cross each other, and the longest line of latitude is around the equator, and those lines of latitude get shorter and shorter as we move towards either the North Pole or the South Pole. This combination of latitude and longitude, these two geographic coordinates together, are sometimes called the Graticule or the graticular network. So this does have a 0, 0 point, longitude and latitude. The equator is a line of 0 latitude, and the prime meridian, which runs through Greenwich, England, is a line of 0 longitude. Those two cross to the southwest of the African continent in the ocean, and that's just where we have our 0, 0 line. Latitude increases in a positive manner towards the North Pole and goes negative south of the equator as we go towards the South Pole. The prime meridian is positive to the east. Lines of latitude are positive to the east of the prime meridian, and lines of longitude are negative to the west of the prime meridian. And we can see that on this display here. On the left, we have the equator, which is the 0 line of latitude. Those lines of latitude increase until we get to the North Pole, which is no longer a line. It's actually where all those where latitude is just equal to a point. And then as we go towards the South Pole, once again, the values of latitude get negative, and the lines of latitude get shorter and shorter until we get that point of minus 90 degrees latitude at the South Pole. The lines of longitude on the right-hand side of this display, we can see that they get to more positive values as we move towards the east. And if we go all the way around the world, unlike latitude, longitude doesn't just vary from 0 to 90, it varies from 0 to plus 180 if we go towards the east, or if we go towards the west, it varies from 0 to minus 180. So what we would like to do is take those types of geographic coordinates and somehow put them on a flat piece of paper. And the simplest way to do this is as a plate carré map projection. So basically we're just saying that the latitude is going to equal our changes in the y direction, and our longitude is going to equal our changes in the x direction. In some ways this seems just fine. The one thing to keep in mind, however, is that all lines of latitude are not the same length. The line of latitude at the equator is the longest line of latitude, and these lines get progressively shorter as we move towards the North Pole and the South Pole until the lines of latitude have basically a length of 0 at the North Pole and the South Pole. So because of this, when we do this sort of conversion from a geographic to a Cartesian coordinate system, we have to expect that we're going to get a lot of distortion in the flat map on the right-hand side.